Solitaire Cash is a mobile app where you play games of solitaire and compete for the chance to win real money. The higher your score or the more games you complete may increase your chances of winning. The game says that it will match you up with players of a similar skill level, although in practice it's pretty hard to say how this actually plays out, so just do your best. I consistently score over 10,000 points on my games, and I've been able to make some money by playing Solitaire Cash for free, so I'm going to be sharing my strategy for playing each game of solitaire. Feel free to share any insights that you may have in the comments if you would like to. Understanding the basics. The game consists of the tableau with the 7 tableau piles, the foundation piles, the hand, and also the waist. The goal of the game is to fill up the 4 upper foundation stacks with cards of the same suit in increasing order. To help, cards should be uncovered and stacked by using the tableau, and new cards must be placed in descending order over with alternating colors on the tableau piles. Each game is 5 minutes long, but the faster you complete the puzzle or submit your score, the more points you accumulate. Now, not all decks can be solved, but you'll still want to hit the submit button faster to maximize your time points. How point scoring works. You earn 100 points for moving a card to the upper deck foundations. If you solve the puzzle, this means 5,200 points. Also score 20 points for moving a card within the tableau when you uncover a new card or when you move a card down from the hand on the tableau. Resetting the shuffle deck results in a loss of 20 points. There is also a time bonus, and the time bonus formula is as follows. Time bonus equals your base score times the time remaining divided by the maximum time. For example, if your base score is 1,000 and you finish the game in 60 seconds, you have 240 seconds out of 300 seconds, which is 800. Because your base score plays a role in the time bonus formula, it still incentivizes you to get a high score. However, you also don't want to spend a lot of time scraping for points if it's just going to lead to wasted time. In the past, I've often considered if moving cards onto the tableau first before the foundations is worth the extra 20 points of moving it across. Now, it takes a second to do all this. I've run some tests and calculations which show that I don't actually think that the gained 20 points is worth that extra second. Before you submit your score in Solitaire Cash, you can see a full breakdown. So your base score plus your time bonus. For this test, I played and solved 10 Gems Factory games as best and as fast as I could, and these were my results. So what I noticed was that my base score really did not change too much. My lowest score was 5,820 and my highest was 5,980, which was also my most commonly achieved score. Between those two numbers, that's just a difference of 160 points. So the rest of the points that get to this 10,000 goal just comes down to my time bonus, and the time bonus score is really what varies a whole lot more than the base score. My lowest time score bonus was 4,020 and my highest was 4,811. That's a much greater difference of 791 points. So this tells me that completing the puzzle to get those 5,200 points plus is priority number 1 because it's a large number of points, but second is that speed is extremely important and can vary a lot, and so it's more important to focus on speed than trying to gain an extra 20 little points here and there if it's going to cost you in that extra time. Now I'll tell you the actual strategy and the rules that I try to play by to maximize my points. Prioritize moving aces and deuces, or the 2s, onto their foundation piles, or this can cause problems later on. Focus on uncovering the tableau cards with a preference for the larger stacks first. Do this unless you have a king on one of the stacks, in which case focus on clearing the smallest stack on the tableau first, and then move that king into the spare space. If you have 2 kings on the tableau, then again, focus on moving the king that is in the smallest pile. Only once I've exhausted the tableau possibilities will I look to the hand and the waist piles in the top right. For example, if you have the choice of moving a red 7 from a a deck on the tableau or from the hand, go from the tableau first. Now, if you have exhausted the tableau possibilities and you do go to the hand and you draw a card down from it, then you want to again look on the tableau to see if you can do anything else on the tableau first before again looking to the hand. In the foundations, avoid significantly increasing the count of one suit over others because it limits your options for moving and organizing cards effectively later on, and it could catch you out later on in the game. Instead, balance the suits to increase your chances of succeeding the puzzle. I try not to exceed the count by 2 or more. So for example, if I have a red suit and I have a black suit, then I will try not to let one of those suits exceed the other one by a count of 2 or more. So if the red, for example, has 2 and the black has a 3, I'll try not to put a black 4 because that would then exceed the count by 2. So I will only do this unless I have no other choice but to do so in the game, to try my best to actually continue the game and to maximize my score. I actually recently changed this point in my strategy and have found that this has actually really helped me to win more games. But of course, you test it out yourself. Just go slowly at first to get the hang of it, and then you can slowly increase your speed from there. What to do when you're stuck. So in Solitaire Cash, there's often times where some of these rules just can't be applied, or if you're ever super stuck and you feel like there's not much you can do, then look for options to shuffle the cards around to uncover more cards. What I mean by that is that if there is, for example, a 4 of clubs that you can move onto the foundations, but the 4 of clubs is blocked by a 3 of diamonds, see if there is a spare 4 of spades on the tableau where you can move the 3 of the diamonds card onto, and then you free up the 4 of clubs card and you can then move it up onto the foundations. But again, if this means unbalancing the counts, then this should be more of a last resort to try to continue the game and exhaust all possibilities. Something else that you can do, but you shouldn't really have to do this unless the count is crazy imbalanced. Sometimes you can bring a card back down from the foundations if it means you can move another card onto it to uncover the hidden card. And also recheck the stock in the hand for cards that you can move onto the tableau or foundations just to ensure there's nothing else that you can do before you submit your score. And some final tips. So when the game is loading the cards at the very start, you can already start moving cards onto the tableau just to get a jump start on the time. Also, try to be aware at a high level of what cards you need and what you have already. It's not a memory game, so don't stress too much, but this could again just help you with completing the game faster because instead of looking, you already know and you can kind of just drag it down because you remember where different numbers are. If you really want to get better, then record yourself playing a game so that you can rewatch it later and pick up on your mistakes. When I edited my I played Solitaire Cash for a day video, I was kind of kicking myself a little bit because I kept seeing the same mistakes that I was making over and over and over again, which I completely missed when I was actually playing the game. There's also lots of websites and videos that provide solitaire tips on game strategy. I've found in the past that after watching or reading something about solitaire, I immediately seem to just do better in my games. Also, don't get frustrated. At the end of the day, there is an algorithm in Solitaire Cash, and sometimes I'll be unstoppable in my free Gems Factory games, and then when I play the bonus cash game, I miss out, or everybody else completes the puzzle faster than me. It's just how it works sometimes. In my own tests, I can't seem to win any crazy amounts of money playing this game, so just try to have fun. If you do genuinely want to make more money, you're better off starting a business or picking up a side hustle because this just takes so much time. So I've made 2 other Solitaire Cash videos, which I'll leave here for you to watch next. Like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one.